So there are lies that you tell yourself that keeps you addicted, keeps you weak, keeps you distracted. And before you know it, if you look at people in their 30s, most of their regrets come from the fact that they believe certain lies. See, it's these lies that lead to addiction or that even make addiction stronger. Because trust me, if you remove these lies from your head, there's a high chance that anything you're struggling with in terms of addiction, it will be easier to get rid of it, right? Because I know this because I've coached way too many guys to realize that these same excuses come out from different directions in our conversations. So I have like some of them written down here. One example is, I don't want to miss out. I'm like, bro, what do you mean by missing out? What are you missing out on? And if whenever I hear this question again, is a statement or is a lie to help you, what I would say, keep your bad habits, right? Oh, I don't want to miss out. I want to party. I'm still young. I want to party. I want to enjoy myself. But bro, this particular statement will make you keep chasing pleasures, make you keep chasing distractions. At some point, you ask yourself, right? Have you ever heard anybody in his 30s say, I wished I partied more? There's almost nobody. There is almost no single person. Now, look at people who worked hard on their goals and dreams in their 20s, right? And their 30s are very easy. Ask them, go around, ask them, right? Or even look at these channels that speak to entrepreneurs. How many people regret working hard in their 20s? Almost fucking nobody. Actually, I've never heard anybody this is me being realistic here. I've never heard anybody that said, you know what, in my 20s, I put my head down, I worked as hard as I could, and in my 30s, now I'm living life. I regret it. No, I've never heard it. Look at everybody you admire, the top performance. Look at the amount of sacrifices they had to make just to get there. So that idea that you don't want to miss out, guess what? You have two options. You either okay, no, I think this statement comes from Chris Williams, where he says, there's no perfect way to live your 20s. You either live your 20s up, that is, you party, you drink, you have all the fun, and then become an underskilled 30 years old because, bro, 30 approaches very fast. People think in your 20s it goes slowly. No, your 20s moves very fast. Or you leave your 20s down so that your 30s becomes easier. And trust me, this is why I keep telling guys that, guys, brothers, your 20s should be a case where you are working on yourself, right? Not being distracted, not having these drugs or having all these parties. Because I'm going to make a video next about time wasters, right? Because to be very honest, your biggest time wasters are the time wasters you see in your 20s. And mostly from your peers that don't know what they want in life. Then a second lie here is, everybody my age is doing it. Bro, this shit gets me hard. Everybody your age is doing it, and so fuck what? If everybody your age is putting their hands in fire, would you put your hand in fire? Knowing fully well that it's gonna burn you. So this again, one thing I've noticed about ideas like this is that you would lies like this is that you don't know what you want in life. Bro, now think about it. No, be honest with yourself. If you know what you want out of life, I've never seen anybody who knows what they want out of life and still makes this kind of statement. Everybody my age is doing it. And that reminds me about a quote I think I heard from Nightingale. That quote says, if you do the direct opposite of everything your mates are doing, you almost will never make a mistake in your entire life. Then it dawned on me that truly, most people don't know what they want out of life. Most people are being distracted. So if most people are being distracted, what makes you think that the person you think is doing rubbish is doing the right thing? Another story from Nightingale talks about how there was a clock seller, right? A watch seller who would always see a man stop in front of his store to adjust his clock. Now he's wondering, why are you stopping every single day to adjust your clock? And he's like, well, because when he gets to work, he has to blow the quitting whistle, and he wants to make sure that his clock is correct while he's blowing the quitting whistle. And he's like, well, he's been setting his watch based on the quitting whistle. What that means is he resets his own clock based on the quitting whistle. The man who blows the quitting whistle sets his own time based on that clock. And it's like, bro, it is called following the follower. The people your age are just as lost and as confused as you are. Think about it, right? Maybe for example now you're 21 and your other friend too is 21. Guess what? Some of you have never been 21 before. What that means is, moving forward, you guys will be lost. You guys will be confused. That is why one of the best self-improvement advice you will hear on this channel that you never hear anywhere is, you need to surround yourself with people who are older than you. So what that means is fucking get mentors. Get mentors who will guide you, right? Again, you can also do this by life coaching. The whole point is get mentors. Join communities where people who are older than you and they have the kind of life that you want are. Because these guys will help you, would give you advice that will stop you from doing dumb shit, right? Again, like I've told you, the people your age are lost. They are confused. That's why they don't have minds of their own. But how it's easy for you to navigate your 20s is, like I've said, look for role models, right? Because look for role models that are 5 to 10 years ahead of you, right? Why 10 years is because you want these guys to be able to relate with you, right? Because there's a very big generational gap, right? Again, you have millennials versus Gen Z, or those type gap. I'm trying to, yes, find people who are a few years ahead of you, 10 to 3 years. They'll help you navigate life. They'll help you realize that, bro, these excuses you're telling yourself are constant BS. Another one is, oh, I'm still young. I've got time. I always tell people that when you think you have time, guess what your mind tells you to do? Your mind tells you to waste that time, right? But guess what? You really don't have time, because the time you are giving comes at a cost. It is an advantage and a disadvantage. This is why I say your advantage you have in this life is your time. You see, that time you have is your only advantage, because if you invest your energies very well, you invest your time and energy very well in your 20s, trust me, your 30s is supposed to be easier. So you have time to learn, experiment, fail, learn, experiment, fail. Keep going like that, because if you really, really dig this right, your most successful entrepreneurs, your most successful, should I say, role models, entrepreneurs, athletes, everything, all of the magic happened in their early 20s, in their 18 to 25s, right? It's a very few people who took their life up after 30s, because, bro, it's more difficult to pick up your life at 30 and at 20, because, bro, all these your habits have already cemented. So that idea that society tells you that you have time, bro, please, I'm begging you, you don't have time. Bro, I'm in my late 20s right now, right? And one thing I've come to realize is time goes fast, right? And that's something that most guys regret. And I have guys who are my age who are beginning to wake up to realize that their early 20s were just strictly filled with distractions. And I really don't want that to be you. Now, is there a way for you to enjoy your 20s, right? Yes. But we'll get to that in another video. So then this one comes from society that says, you are still young, live a little. When they say you are too young, live a little, what they're mostly saying is, you're working too hard on yourself. You know how crazy it is? You are working too hard on yourself. Now, please, and this is why, and let me give you another self-improvement hack no one talks about is, you see these motivational videos, right, that are floating YouTube, bro, listen to them as much as possible. Listen to them that come from the people who are winning in life. Look for people who are the most elite in life. You get to realize that, bro, they think and operate differently, right? So this advice of you are young, live a little, it comes when they see you working hard. Again, this advice can come from different levels. When you're lost, when you're figuring out your life, when you're working hard. Now, like I said, when you're working hard, they come and tell you, oh, bro, you're young. Live a little. Ask them, go about, party, drink, have meaningless sex. Why? I can bet you they don't have any response. They're like, now, life is too short. I'm basically giving you this because, bro, I have seen guys come to me and be like, bro, and whether I like it or not, right? I heard this lies. But one thing I'm grateful for is I had proper guidance. I had proper guidance to make me realize that, bro, it's common sense. The more I work on myself, right, the easier my future should be. So I should not sacrifice my future for my present. You see, in this life, brother, you are always making sacrifices. You're either going to sacrifice your 20s for your 30s, or you sacrifice your 30s for your 20s. The thing is that the action is in your hands. Then another one is, I can't change. It is who I am. Now, this is basically the one that gets me a lot, because it's an excuse for not wanting to change. And I tell you that, bro, this excuse has gotten people more addicted. Like, this is who I am. I can't change. Right? I can't change. I can't change. It's who I am. And you see guys who are getting more and more addicted. And before you know, the worst is, after addiction, at some point, depression kicks in, because you feel helpless. You feel like society has pressed you down. You feel like you're worthless. Because I'm saying this because recently I saw a video of somebody who went to my school, now a junkie, addicted. claiming a lady claiming that she's not depressed, and she was basically begging her mother for forgiveness. I'm trying to just look at this because she's also a single mother, and I'm like, all these lies that lead to what? And again, if you believe these lies, it's all on you. It's jokes on you if you believe these lies. And I'm basically just feeling bad because I genuinely don't want you to believe these lies. Like from the bottom of my heart, these lies are not for you to believe. Then another one is, it's not that bad. At least I am not. This comes from, again, you hear a lie like this when you are just starting a bad habit, right? Like, I just smoke once a week, I smoke twice a week, it's not that bad. Brother, in most cases, it is that bad. Or it is about to get bad. That's what I will tell you, because you see yourself as being redeemable yet, being savable yet, right now, right? I'll tell you something that whenever you tell yourself it's not that bad, trust me, that is the moment you need to back off. Because I have seen way too many guys make that excuse, make that statement, but guess what? When they say it's not that bad, at some point, after a few months, they have increased their dosage. They've stepped up on that bad habit. And before you know it, by the time it's about 6 months, it becomes like obviously bad. So anytime someone makes that statement, or anytime you make that statement, you need to realize that it's actually very, very bad. It is actually bad. The only reason you are experiencing what is called cognitive dissonance. You are doing something that is bad, but you want to feel good about it. And you know deep down that is bad. So my name is Tonoreya. If you tell yourself any of these lies in this that I just had highlighted today, it's obvious that you need to stop that thing. You need to stop talking to people that will make you feel less empowered. You need to stop talking to people that would lie to you. Instead, or worst case, stop lying to yourself. You see, society will keep lying to you. That's what it always do. It will always lie to you. But guess what? Of all people, of all things to do, never lie to yourself. Never lie to yourself. If it is bad, say it is bad. If instead of distracting yourself with drugs, why don't you figure out what you want? Why don't you? Because, bro, I've seen this thing happen so many times. You feel empty, you feel lost, and before you know it, addiction kicks in, depression kicks in. Before you know it, your life spirals down the drain. You become a degenerate. It's either in your 30s, you begin to work menial jobs, or your 40s, you become homeless. Because I see this story happen a lot. My name is Tonoreya. I create content to help young men figure out their lives. If you want to talk to me, all the links to my social media accounts, my private DMs are there. Thank you very much. Talk to you soon, and bye for now, brother.